So this is part 3 of my Christopher Columbus series. It was not supposed to be a series, but I'm like, no one's gonna watch an hour-long video. So I'm breaking it down. So next time, if you haven't seen already part 1 and 2, then check it out, okay? So this one I want to talk about colonization. That's a word that gets thrown around. The colonizers, the colonists. Christopher Columbus came and colonized everyone. I don't want to make this one too long. I don't know why that's seen as such a bad word, because if you want to interchange colonize with conquering, I do, but for the sake of, I'm going to get mad dislikes anyway. But colonize, keep in mind, we're talking about 500 years ago. So, colonization, conquering other peoples, conquering other lands is nothing new. I don't know why people speak about Columbus as if he invented going to another land and taking it over. I don't know why people make it seem that it's just this new concept. Is it horrible? Yes. What the Spaniards did? Yes. But it wasn't invented by Christopher Columbus. That he didn't just single-handedly take a machine gun and just kill everybody and wipe everybody out. Like, no, he had 700 men on his first voyage. 1,700 more people came. Not everybody was this warrior conquistador. They had priests, they had carpenters, they had people with clothes makers. They had people of different walks of life. It wasn't just bring over the Spanish people came and they just decimated everybody. They all just came, just going in and just shooting everybody in sight. No, they were trying to settle a new land, and yes, colonize new land. Why this is seen as such a new concept, I don't know. There are people that have done the same thing and are not seen as in the same light or vein as Columbus. Like, Columbus is the poster child for the worst of humanity. We have people like Alexander the Great. Look these people up. Alexander the Great. He had amassed so much land. You do not amass so much land by being nice. You do not amass land by just walking into new territories that are uninhabited and just say, I claim this in the name of Macedonia. No, you have a winner and a loser. You have Alexander the Great, who came and he decimated his enemies, and he just straight up went into other territories and expanded. He defeated the Persians. At that point, the Persians, they were the big kahuna. And then Alexander the Great came and destroyed the Persians, and he took over their land. The Persians took it from someone else. That's just humanity. Hannibal, Julius Caesar, Genghis Khan, Attila the Hun, the Mayan civilizations, the Aztec civilizations, empires. These are cultures and peoples and leaders who conquered. It was not a new concept to go into a new place or go into an old place and say, 100 years ago, I think it was maybe like Attila the Hun, he wanted revenge for something. Like, I think his father was killed years ago and he wanted revenge on the Chinese or something. The Huns, the Mongols. There are just so many examples of people that have done the same thing as Columbus, if not worse than Columbus. But we hold those people not in high regard. Definitely Alexander the Great. Napoleon Bonaparte. He was the emperor of France, and he took over so much land. And I think it's wrong to accredit one guy as the example of worst humanity, when Columbus did not come single-handedly and just destroy people. He came with other Spaniards who were deplorable people and did horrible things. While Columbus was trying to keep the peace, the Spaniards were treating the Tainos horribly, and it just spiraled out of control. Then you had Novo, who wanted to kill the Spaniards, and the Spaniards trying to kill the Taínos, and they were mistreating them. Another thing that I want to say, other than that just being, that's just a fact of history. People like Alexander the Great and whatnot, they go into other places, they dominate, they conquer, and now you are officially part of our empire. Julius Caesar, he had such a successful run in a short amount of time, and he expanded so far. The Roman Empire had gotten so far. Okay, so now let's say, okay, now we're going to go into another land. We defeat you in war, and now you are part of us. If you're not with us, then you die. If you are with us, well, then you are officially now citizens of the Roman Empire, and you will pay taxes to the Roman Empire. And some leaders were more lenient than others. Some leaders allowed you to continue practicing your own tradition and faith. Some said, no, you're going to convert to this or that. That's humanity, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Christopher Columbus did not invent conquering lands, of colonizing lands. I think just colonization, I don't like that word, because you could say what Julius Caesar did to the other lands was colonization. But I like to use the word conquering and having the people assimilate to your culture. Not all of them force others to assimilate to their culture. Does it make it right? No. But keep in mind the quote. What was the quote? Correct. It's not right to have correct morals and have incorrect facts. So let's put our own 21st century morals aside and get into the shoes of Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, Attila the Hun, Genghis Khan, Christopher Columbus. They discovered a new world, a new land. No other country in Europe. Spain got to the New World first, which means they got first dibs, essentially. They got shotgun. And then afterwards, then France wanted in, and Europe wanted in. The Dutch wanted in. But the whole idea of conquering and colonization, that had been going on for thousands of years. Even like in Africa, it had been going on. The slave trade had been going on for so long in so many countries. Prisoners of war had been slaves for so long, conquering other peoples. These are not new concepts, and I don't know why people act like Christopher Columbus came and single-handedly invented conquering other lands and people. The fact is, the Spanish came in with better equipped for war. The Taínos, they had bow and arrows, sticks, and rocks, and the Spaniards had dogs, horses, cannons, guns, swords, metal armor, things that the natives did not have. And I want to speak specifically about the Taíno, because that's a whole other topic that I'm going to touch on right now. The fact is, in history, you got winners and losers. It may sound harsh, but that's just the fact. I don't know how to reword it any other way. You have winners and losers. The Alexander the Great, against the Persians had decimated everybody, and now the Persian Empire was the biggest. Alexander the Great came, and he defeated the Persians. You have winners and losers. It's just a fact of history. Columbus came with the Spaniards, they were better equipped for war, more modern warfare at that time. And unfortunately, that was used to take out the people of those times. Before I end this, I want to just remind everybody that conquering other peoples and lands was also practiced in the New World, and that tribes had been warring with each other. The Mayan civilization and the Aztec civilizations and the Inca civilizations were the most famous. But of course, you have the Cherokee and the Apache and all them, the northern, North America. They did not get to be such grand empires by being nice to everyone. The fact is that the Mayans were so, just big and grand because they conquered other peoples and surrounding tribes. And they say, now you're citizens of our empire. So you know, imperialism was not invented by any one single person. It's just you got a, you know, I got a bigger rock than you. I got a bigger stick than you. I beat you. Now you're part of my clan. That little clan turns into a tribe. That little tribe turns into a peoples. That peoples turns into an empire. That's just history, guys. You know, what the heck do you want? Are you gonna associate one guy to be the inventor of conquering when people have been doing that